Time for a movie review, and I'm still stuck in 1961. And today I want to talk about the epic Hollywood film El Cid, released in '61. It was directed by Anthony Mann, screenplay by Philip Jordan, Frederick Frank, and Ben Barsman, story by Frederick Frank, produced by Samuel Bronston, and the cinematography from Robert Krasker. It was edited by Robert Lewis and music by Miklos Groska. And the cast, I'll just mention a few. Lead role, Charlton Heston plays Don Rodrigo Diaz de Viva, aka El Cid. Sophia Loren is Shimen. Herbert Lom plays Ben Yusuf. Raf Fallon is Garcia Ordonez. Genevieve Page plays Donna Urraca. She's the sister of Alfonso VI, who's the King of Castile, and he's played by John Fraser. And then there are some more supporting cast. Frank Thring as the Alcide Emir of Valencia. Michael Hordin is Don Diego, Father Rodrigo. And there will be a slide so you can peruse it at your leisure with the members of this cast. Get into this review of El Cid, one of the greatest epic films ever, I would suggest. And that's what Martin Scorsese said about it. It's the story of Rodrigo Diaz El Cid, played by Charlton Heston, a Castilian knight in and around 1060 who fought for Spain to keep his country from the invasion of the North African Moors. Historically, the movie is generally a true portrayal with a few slight alterations that Hollywood made. One crucial one is that Cid, in real life, was a paid mercenary who was well equipped to work for either side, Christian or Muslim, for his personal benefit. Although he did become a talismanic figure, devoted to his family, he was a magnificent warrior and he was merciful to his opponents. And this comes out vividly in the film after he manages to flee to a Spanish village town from the carnage of the Muslims who are in legion with their leader, Yusuf ben Yusuf, played by Herbert Lom. Prisoners are expected to be hung from the gallows. Cid decides to pardon them, and the leader of this Muslim group, who is himself a king, delivers a speech and gives Diaz a new name, El Cid. Muslim rebels later fight alongside Rodrigo when they're faced with a huge army from North Africa led by Ben Yusuf. Muslim rebels survive, which provokes outrage from the Count Ordonez, who reports to King Ferdinand, and Cid is accused of treason. Politics take over and Cid is viewed as guilty. This is complicated by Cid's a romantic interest in Jamina, played by Loren, who is the Count's daughter. The conflict with the king's bodyguard also comes to the fore, and it leads to a duel with Cid, who of course is the victor. He then replaces the swordsman as the king's bodyguard, but then when the king passes, his two sons fight for succession, and Alfonso kills his brother, and he's not exactly that enamoured about Cid, so he basically banishes Cid, and the Muslims, which remain a threat, then join Cid in their ranks, and that's because Cid now doesn't trust the new king. There's a ruthless battle to free the port of Valencia, and Cid becomes the Hollywood hero. He's viewed by King Alfonso as saviour. But there's still some sore feeling over Cid's behaviour earlier at the coronation. There's a lot of historical detail in this film, but I won't bore you with the details. Eventually, Spanish patriotism unites Cid's followers and the king's army against the Muslims. Scenes involving Heston and Loren are interesting, to say the least. The language used is very much romanticism to the extreme. The behaviour of the members of the aristocracy also leave a little bit to be desired. I first saw this film when I was a young boy, and I always recall the scene where Sid is on his white stallion on the beach with the view of the castle in Valencia at the stage just prior to the final battle. And the hero stood very much vividly in my mind. It's a 3-hour plus movie, of course. Loren's beauty keeps you alert, and Heston is used to playing these type of heroes. Remember him in Ben-Hur. And so he's well cast as Rodrigo de Viva El Cid. That's my review then of El Cid. I suggest you get to watch it, possibly in an afternoon, and I think you'll thoroughly enjoy it.